So we will discuss about mental diseases, and we already discussed about disposition. Disposition, because last time we discussed in tourism number 11, any case, any case, if we see aphorism number 210 and 211, this hold to such an extent that the state of disposition, a person's inherent qualities of mind and characters. Because every person in every case behave differently, show their symptom differently. So I give you a small example. I have two patients, both husband and wife, both having same issue, fever, high fever, and fever having a very particular pattern every 4 hours, and that fever start with chill, very the patient feel very cold, very cold. After chilling there is a high fever, and after that there is a perspiration. This is the pattern, same pattern I have seen in both of them, and similar symptoms, similar condition. But if we see mental, one is very irritating, both want covering, but both recover with one medicine, that is China, because of very particular periodicity, very marked periodicity. Sometimes when the patient behave, and what we are focusing on very peculiar symptoms. What is this? This is very marked periodicity, every 4 hours, same pattern, chill, heat and sweat, chill, heat and sweat. This is very marked in China. Second most important part here is weakness. So much weak. So much weak. So this is a acute, when we are dealing with acute conditions. In acute condition, we always focus on what is present, what is predominant, and what is persistent. Because if we get that thing will be a peculiarity of that case. In this case, periodicity is marked. But if we are dealing with chronic cases, disposition of that person matter, quality, inherent quality. So here's the state of disposition of the patient often chiefly determine the most important part of every case is the disposition of the patient. We take whole case and we have two remedy very similarly having a dominancy of symptoms, but two remedy very equally dominating in that case. Now, the disposition of the patient will decide what we have to do in this case, how to differentiate, the cases. So, here, chiefly determined, aphorism number 211, the state of disposition. State of disposition determine the selection of homeopathic remedy as being decidedly characteristic symptom, which can least of all remain concealed from accurately observing physician. Nobody, even no patient can hide this from accurately observing physician. If the physician is accurate, he is focusing on the patient, he will definitely know that the person's what kind of person is sitting before me. That's why Dr. Henneman write it down in 211 that the disposition of the patient chiefly determined the selection of homeopathic remedy. Next is 212. The creator of therapeutic agent has also had particular regard to this main feature of all disease, what? The altered state of disposition and mind. We have to focus here. If you see aphorism number 6. In aphorism number 6, Dr. Henneman says, the unprejudiced observer. What that unprejudiced observer observe in a patient, he says, change in the health of the body and mind. In bracket, morbid phenomena, accidents, or symptoms. In aphorism number 212, Dr. Henneman says the creator of therapeutic agent also had particular regard to this main feature of the disease. This is the main feature of the disease, altered state of the disposition. And Dr. Henneman gave lots of examples in incoming aphorism where he will explain that how this disposition change. And for there is no powerful medicinal substance in the world which does not very notably alter the state of disposition and the mind in healthy individual who trust it, and every medicine does so in a different manner. He says, nothing in the world. If your medicine is not able to alter the state of mind and disposition in the patient, this medicine will not able to cure that patient. It's not able to cure that patient. So the only and only those medicines can cure the patients who having a power to alter the state in healthy individual. This is 212. In 213, We shall therefore never be able to cure conformably to nature, that is to say, homeopathically. We cannot cure, we are not able to cure any person homeopathically. We do not, in every case of disease, even in such as are acute, maybe they are acute, observe along with the other symptoms those related to the change in the state of mind and disposition. We have a case, maybe it is a acute one. Observe that patient. Observe the symptom, because in acute diseases mostly the patient having a fever or abdominal pain or chest pain or nasal discharge, these are the acute conditions, and mostly after fever there are lots of changes you can see in the patient, lots of changes. Feverish symptoms, for example, we take a example of fever, patient having a fever, and suddenly when he get fever he is sleepy. Doctor, when he get this, he was very active before, but once he get the fever, once he get this high temperature, he is sleeping all days. We have to wake him up, but he's sleeping all day. Three remedies. Anyone can guess these three remedies? Where the patient having fever and the patient is very sleepy. Sleep all days, all night. Sleepy, 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 overpowering. Three remedies. Number one, antimt. Number two, opium. Number three, natramur. These three remedies. In gelsemium, the patient dull. Dullness is there, but he is very irritable. Dullness is there, but not sleepy. There is a big difference between sleepy and dullness. Patient is sleepy, sleep all day, all night. Three remedies: antimt, opium, and natramur. They are very sleepy during fever. So we have to we have to focus on change the state of that patient. The person is very active before, but now very sleepy. Very sleepy. And if we do not select for the patient's relief from among the medicine, disease force which, in addition to the similarity of its other symptoms to those of the disease, is also capable of producing a similar state of mind and disposition. Then we need a similar remedy which on healthy human being produce a similar, very similar conditions. And if you have a opium, then if you have a Alinsky note in cinchona bar, there is one symptoms very unique, that is unrefreshing sleep. Unrefreshing sleep or constant super. Constant super. Aggravation after 3 a.m. Waken early. 3 o'clock. Wake up at 3 o'clock and no sleep after. I forgot to record these things, but I have seen this in a patient. Wake up at 3 o'clock early in the morning, and chill, very cold. So, change, what is change? This is the change we have to focus, especially if we are dealing with acute disease. What change? The person who is active now, he is dull, he is sleepy, he is irritable, he is restless, he is unconscious, comatose. So many changes, but focus on. And one very peculiar thing in a patient, that is, doctor, he is in fever, he has any problem, XYZ, any problem he has, whatever responsibility he has, he wake up, he make the food for kids, he has to make them ready for school, he has to make, she has to make breakfast, everything, cleaning the house, everything, even in the fever, she will go for it. Very diligency. And this diligency you will see in female ignitia, in male staphylococcus. Changes. And one person come, doctor, he was working, very good working. But after fever, I don't want to do anything. I just want to lie, don't want to do any work, anything. Just want to lie down. I don't want anyone to disturb me. I feel very cold. Sepia. Hence, don't want to do anything. If somebody says anything and he has to work, she or he work against his or her will. Doctor, I don't want to, but they said I have to do this work against my will. So I don't want to do that, but I have to do. This is against. So this is a change. So we have to focus change in disposition. For example, in footnote, aconite will seldom or never affect a rapid or permanent cure in a patient who is quiet, calm, and equable disposition. Person come with the fever, and many times if the doctors listen that the person is fever, oh, take it aconite, give aconite. And Dr. Hahnemann says if the patient is calm, quiet, your aconite will not work. Just as little will nux vomica be serviceable when there is a mild and phlegmatic disposition. And pulsatilla, where he is happy, gay, and obstinate. You will note what change. Doctor is very happy. He is very mixable with everyone. He was talking with everyone. Your pulsatilla will not work. Ignitia. Ignitia. Similar conditions. Similar conditions. So these are the examples. When changes are there, what changes are there? We have to focus the change. We are not focusing what the person is before, when what the person is in healthy condition. No, what is change, how that person changed. This is the only thing we have to focus. So in aphorism number 240, the instruction I have to give related to the cure of mental disease. Now this is time for discussion of mental diseases. So the instruction I have given relative to the cure of mental diseases may be confined to a very few remarks, as they are to be cured in the same way as all other diseases. What we discuss now, we have to cure them as it is what we discussed before. Change. What is change? Just focus. What is change is there? Change in the disposition, change in the state. We have to focus on change. We have to focus on change. So, namely by the remedy which show by the symptom it cause in the body and the mind of healthy individual, and a power of producing a morbid state as similar as possible in the case of disease before us, and in no other way they can be cured. We have to take the symptoms and we have to match them with the similar remedy which can produce similar symptoms like this. Then we have to prescribe it. This is the only way we can cure them. This is just clear. Don't, sometimes we call them, we are teachers, and sometimes we don't know if we have a mental case, if we have a person having a mental issue, we are forget that we have to focus on symptoms. Next, how, what advice given by Hannibal? See next aphorisms. In 215, almost all the so-called mental and emotional diseases are nothing more than corporeal disease, in which symptoms of the derangement of the mind and the disposition peculiar to each of them is increased. Mental and emotional disease, where we discuss local diseases, where we discuss one-sided diseases. This is very similar to that, where just only derangement of mind and disposition you will see in these cases. Mental and emotional diseases, only mind and dispositional symptoms are prominent in these cases. While the corporeal, what is corporeal? Physical symptoms. While the corporeal symptoms decline, it is length attend to the most striking one-sidedness, almost as though it were a, a local disease in an invisible subtitle organ of the mind and disposition. This is the condition where physical symptoms go down and mental symptoms are in peak. Physical, these mental symptoms because of this physical ailment. These mental symptoms produced because of this physical ailment, and in this state, physical symptoms reduce and mental symptoms are predominant. Predominant. And if you see in aphorism number 216, cases are not rare where so-called corporeal diseases that threaten to a fatal, life-threatening diseases like suppurations of the lung, deterioration of some of other important viscous, or some other diseases like acute character like childbed after birth of child become transformed into insanity. If you see Simsifuga, if you have a Allen's keynote, just open it. Few books having a actia racemosa. The symptom is mania following disappearance of neuralgia. What is this? This is the same condition what Hahnemann wants to discuss here. He says corporeal diseases that threaten to the life, it transform into insanity. Mania followed by neuralgia, following disappearance of neuralgia, and illusion of mouse running under the chair. Corporeal mania, think she is going crazy, try to injure herself. So this is what Dr. Hahnemann wants to tell us here. Become transformed into insanity. But once the insanity start, these all symptoms become reduced. No symptoms. So you cannot see any physical symptoms there. Mentally sick, insanity, become transformed into insanity, into a kind of melancholia, or into mania by rapid increase of psychical symptoms that were previously present, whereupon the corporeal symptoms lose their danger. These latter improve almost to the perfect health, or rather they decrease to such a degree that their obscure presence can only be detected by observation of the physician gifted with perseverance and penetration. These symptoms are psychical symptom increase. The physical symptoms are already present, but they lose their danger, or the patient is perfectly healthy by physical symptoms, or they are reduced to such extent only and only a perfect, or the person or a physician who having a great observing power, or a physician gifted with perseverance and penetration, only that physician can understand what is the meaning of that insanity. So in this manner, they become transformed into one-sided, and as it is were a local disease. This is a local disease. This is a one-sided disease. Is a one-sided disease in which the symptom of the mental disturbance, which was at first but slight, very light, and then increase as so be the chief symptom. After that, these mental symptoms are the chief symptoms there. And a great measure occupy the place of other symptoms. Then they occupy the physical symptoms. So physical symptoms become very reduced, negligible, and these symptoms are prominent. That's why many remedies having this type of character where the physical symptom disappear, mental symptoms are increased. Mental symptoms are predominant. Those intensity is subdued in a palliative manner. So that, in short, the affections of the grosser corporeal organ become, as it were, transferred and conduct to the almost spiritual, mental, emotional organ. That physical problem that is transformed to the mental and emotional organs, which the anatomist has never yet or never will reach with his scalpel. Till now, they are not able to understand it. They are not able to understand it. So, this is aphorism number 216. In 217, in these diseases, we must be very careful to make ourselves acquainted with the whole of the phenomena, both those belonging to the corporeal symptoms and also, indeed, particularly those apparent appertaining to the accurate apprehensions of the precise character of the chief symptoms and of the peculiar and always predominating state. So focus everywhere is is focusing on these two things. We took the case, we got the physical symptom, prominent symptoms, but what we have to focus with the peculiar and always predominating state of mind and disposition. What changes in order to discover the purpose of extinguishing the entire disease? Where we have to focus, what is prominent? What is prominent? We have to focus only and only there. Among the remedy which whose pure effect is known, homeopathic medicine, pathogenetic force, that is to say, a remedy that in its list of symptom display with the greatest possible similarities, not only the corporeal morbid symptom present in the case of disease before us, but also especially this mental and emotional state. It means we have to read Materia Medica. Your repertory will not give you answer of these things. Repertory, reading the repertory means we are to go through many remedies at the same times. But Materia Medica Pura, Materia Medica of pure Materia Medica like Allen's. So we have to see original work, how these medicine produce effects, how these medicine produce different type of symptoms, how these symptoms are peculiar, So we have to focus on it if we want to treat these symptoms. Then we have to know about grading. Which symptom is prominent? Which symptom is prominent? Definitely, tomorrow I will show you one case, if they allow. So I will show you one case and will show you how the effects and how we can select the medicine, how our repertory help and how materia medica help us. So this is aphorism number 217. And in 218, to this selection of symptoms belongs in the first place to accurate descriptions of all phenomena of previous so-called corporeal disease before it degraded into one-sided increase of the physical symptom and become a disease of mental mind and disposition. This may be learned from the report of the patient's friend. So this is one of the most important aphorism for all homeopathic physician. Patient does not, maybe patient will not tell you because maybe he is not able to tell you the condition. Maybe he is not able to, not in position to tell, but you have to ask their family. You have to ask a close relative. They are the people who are living with them, or the reports of the patients. Only these things will give you a clue that the person having any issue before this mental disease. Because in mental disease, there are so many physical, corporeal conditions will be there. Or maybe they get treatment. Maybe after that, that person become mentally sick. So this is the aphorism. You have to put it on your wall. Mental diseases. If you are dealing with mental diseases, just ask, dig it out, how this patient become sick. What kind of problem he has before, what physical symptom he has before. Just focus on it and you will get your answer. You will get your answer. So, what is the number 219? A comparison of these previous symptoms to the corporeal diseases with the trace of them that still remain, though they have become less acceptable, but which even now sometimes become prominent when a lucid interval or transient elevations of all psychical diseases occur, will serve to prove them to be still present, though obscured. So we have to compare the symptoms, previous symptoms and today's symptoms. Comparisons. If they are uh, less perceptible, but the reports, the friends definitely tell you the patient's conditions. Any questions till now? Any question? anything you didn't understand. So just please open your cameras. Any questions, anything you are like to, or you have any questions regarding to today's discussion? Because everything is very crystal clear. Everything Dr. Hanneman gave a single word. The way of treatment, the way of taking the case, the way of understanding the case. These are local, one-sided diseases. And the way Dr. Hanneman gave us is very unique and we can understand. But the difference is we have to focus on original work. We have to compare, we have to study it comparatively. This is the only way. That's why we are discussing Organon, materia, and repertory together. So easily understand the process of Hahnemann. Any questions? Anything you want to ask? No? So, okay, see you tomorrow with the repertory. So we will discuss, we will finish ailment from tomorrow. And next day we have a Alan's keynote. And in Alan's keynote, we will discuss a new remedy. Thank you so much.